All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Nappy Fusion. It's myself, Black C, and my brother Jamil. Jamil, what's up? What's
Yo,
going on?
well, I'm cool, man. Today's my birthday, so I've been chilling.
Hey,
I'm
happy
okay.
birthday, man.
Yep, man. Young man. Young man. Thanks, man.
So you
Thanks,
turn
man.
how old today? 85?
Getting there. Getting there. How have you been yourself, man?
And
How
as
are
you
you
already
doing?
know, Nappy Fusion, we discuss issues affecting Africa, and anything that makes Africa. We talk about Africa generally, anything affecting Africa, entertainment, brain drain, everything, we discuss
Hmm.
Africa basically.
Yeah.
So today, we have an interesting episode today. We have this
Hmm.
video we will be watching. It's a very interesting video. So Jamila and I will be discussing, the details of the video. But before that, you already know, we have the question of the day. Jamila, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm good. Let's
Okay,
go. Let's
so
go.
there's the question.
Yeah, sure.
What is the newest African country?
Oh, I know that.
I'll repeat the question again.
Yeah.
What is the newest African country? Do you
I know
want
that one. I know that
you,
one. I know that one, man.
are you sure you know it?
Oh, I know that one. I know that one,
Okay,
man.
then I'm gonna
I
hold on
know
to
that
the
one.
answers then. Let you, figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Sure,
we'll
sure,
get
sure,
back to
sure.
that, towards the end of the episode. So
Yeah,
without wasting much time, let's go ahead and jump right into the video and
yeah.
see what it's about.
In
Let's
the New
see.
York neighborhood of Harlem, a group of West African migrants comes together at a nearby restaurant to relish traditional African dishes. This enclave, known as Little Senegal, warmly receives these newcomers, many of whom have faced arduous journeys and criminal gangs to arrive at this juncture. I came from Senegal, went to Morocco, to Spain, to El Salvador, to Nicaragua, and from Nicaragua to Mexico. But there
So Jamil, I have a question. So looking
Hmm.
at all these people live in Africa, man, like all these young people, don't you think that in about 20 to 30 years, there will be no, like it will only be old people left in Africa? What do you think?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's not just the number of people just leaving. It's the number of, I mean, these people, obviously, hearing the stories, they've been through what? They've walked through so many countries in South
Man,
America and getting there. And these trips are here treacherous, especially those that cross the Mediterranean, and then so many thousands die. Uh, our previous episodes, I was saying that, our leaders, they've picked up on all of these things. They know what is going on, but still, there's been no action, and the people keep rushing because of what they are lacking over here. I mean, no country is perfect, but then the bare minimum, if you're lacking the bare minimum, you look for alternatives. And then they keep taking these treacherous trips, walking through Nicaragua and Mexico. And I mean, I personally know someone who used to be a mechanic here in Ghana and took one of those trips, went to Brazil and I mean, yeah, took a flight to Brazil and then walked his way to the US. Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous, but I think our people know of these things and then there's nothing done. And if things remain this way, people are still going to continue to leave. And these things must
man,
be
it's sad
kept.
because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some of them probably died in a way, it's just sad. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know,
And even there's no guarantee that you will make it out there too. That's the funny part.
that's the funny part. Some of these people are moving without having any trade. Like they haven't learned any trade. They don't,
They
you
have no
know,
educational background.
yeah, no educational backgrounds. They just heard stories about, you know, how green the other side is, but then, if you want to move without any form of, trade or any form of
formal education.
education, yeah, how would you survive anyway? That's I don't know.
I
It's
guess
really
like you rightly said, I guess the misconception is that the grass is greener on the other side. But
Yeah. And from the video, you can tell they were eating African with the miss home. You can just they were eating African food, And I mean, it's sad, but let's check them out.
well, let's watch again and see what happens.
Yeah, sad, man.
There was a lot of trafficking. Before entering the bus, they stop you. They had guns. They put a gun on your head, demanding money. If you don't have money, they will take everything from you. It's very difficult.
Upon arrival in the United States, many encounter harsh living conditions and, quite often, unfulfilled expectations.
Everybody probably think before you come to America, you think this is a place to be. The expectation for these migrants is we're going to America to better our lives, and the sad truth is when they come, it's a whole different story.
These migrants are required to undergo.
Yes, and the other thing is also the culture shock, here in Africa, that we do certain things that are considered normal, like for instance, somebody can go to work late, or you can, like, when if there's a ceremony going on, people go there at whatever time without really being mindful of other people's time, basically, But back there, it's not like that, time is money, so everything has to be on time, So, the weather is also an aspect. Africa is warm, obviously, So I hope they consider all those factors, as in sometimes you travel outside and the weather is like minus 20 degrees or whatever, Are they even prepared for those kind of changes? I don't know.
I'm sure they've heard stories, and these are, they rely on these stories told by, other people who live over there, and then how probably, oh, if you come, you get a job, and then if you come, we may help you get this, get that, and then you get there and things are a little more difficult, so things are a little different, and then I don't know if you heard not too long ago in Canada, all the people who are coming in, like no, not the immigrants, what do you call them? The asylum seekers, where, they were lining up on the streets, sleeping on the streets,
Oh,
because there
yeah,
was
I
no
think I saw
accommodation.
that.
Yeah, because there was no accommodation and all. And they trooped in because of stories that they heard and everything. And then now there's no accommodation to take them in. They started struggling. I don't know what the situation is there right now. I don't know what the situation is there. I mean, I don't know what the situation is like there right now. But people were sleeping on the streets and everything. It's tough. It's tough. And people need to be educated a little more before they take these trips. I mean, no, they need to do it properly. Learn a trade, learn something, and then go there the proper way, and then, get the right documentation, be able to go to hospitals when you are sick, be able to further educate yourself when you want to, but you don't just jump onto some ship or some plane and then get to another country and then hope to just survive somehow. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's sad, like what you said, people go there without any formal education, and they expect to, get green color jobs. I don't know what they expect, but it's pretty sad,
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
Go a waiting period of 180 days before they can be authorized to pursue employment, causing significant uncertainty for many. This recent arrival from Senegal chose not to disclose his name as he seeks a work permit.
We are here to tell you about our problem. We just want to work. We want working permits so we can work, and we will all disperse.
In their pursuit of the American dream, these migrants also find themselves caught up in the political landscape, especially with former President Donald Trump's aggressive stance against migrants who have come to the U.S. illegally.
But most of them have
And the other crazy part is that the families back here, I mean, I don't know if I heard the guy right, but you have to wait 100 and something days before you are even allowed to work.
180
When
days.
their families are impatient, like when someone travels after like, let's say maybe a month or so, they start calling, hey, how is it going? Can we get some money? You know,
Yeah.
thinking
They
that
don't
there's money
properly
like
educate themselves too. So you're supposed to know all of these things that once you get there illegally or something, there are other processes that you need to go through for, I mean, to even try to get a job. So then if you don't know all of these things, you don't read about, you just jump in and just enter the country inside and expect, I don't know what they're expecting. But countries are different. Other countries are different, It may seem easy to get a job in your country, but then you go to someone else's country. The processes are different, documentation is different. You have to, go according to, like their books. So before you take all of these trips, you're supposed to at least have educated yourselves on all of these steps, and not just jump and enter somebody's country and then expect to get a job like in a matter of days and start. It doesn't work that way. And you can tell all of these things are all of these people are people who weren't properly educated on the problems, or they hadn't read about it. They just got there.
just thinking that
hoping
Charlie,
to,
when you get to
hoping
America,
to make a
everything
buck.
will be perfect. Everything will work out naturally.
Yeah, exactly. But 180, that was like that's like 6 months, right? Yeah, that's a long wait.
Mhm.
I don't know how
That's a
you're going
long time. So between that time, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna I don't know the system back there, but do they give them something, like monthly allowances? They feed them the whole time before, till they get the papers, or you have to, hustle and just figure it out.
And that's the thing too. You become the country's problems. The country is there, they're thinking of themselves, and you jump in there. The government is not supposed to take care of you, they haven't asked you to come in. You just come in, and then they have to now take care of you. You become a burden on their system, and if they push you out, it becomes a problem because now, I'm not
And
too
it's
sure.
sad because some of these people in Africa are business owners. They have businesses thriving, and
Yeah,
they sell their
that's that
business,
part.
they sell their properties, thinking that
Yeah.
when they get out there, some magic will happen and they will become rich.
Yeah,
They become
that's a that's a big problem. The lack of education is another huge thing that we are supposed to, look at.
all right, let's see what happens.
concerned about what Trump is saying, especially talking about mass deportation. They're pretty concerned about that. So they're definitely aware of the political situation in the US right now.
State Senator Cordell Clear is a Democrat representing West Harlem in New York City. She holds the view that the migrant issue transcends party lines and more help is needed from federal authorities.
We need to band together and do is make sure states like New York State, who's absorbed so much of this, get some funding from the federal government.
As the election season kicks off and the hurdles confronting these newly arrived migrants capture the media spotlight, what remains steadfast is their aspiration for improved livelihoods, particularly with the backing of the Little Senegal community. Aaron Rainin, VOA News, New York City.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like now they're hopefully, we just hope that, it's very sad that our brothers and sisters have to go through this, in search of better lives for themselves and their families. it's very unfortunate. I don't know how the African leaders, I don't know how they feel when they see videos like this. Does it encourage them to do better? Does it push them in any way to kind of, do they empathize with these people in any way? What do you think?
It's hard to tell because this thing has been going on for so long
Hmm.
and there's been no action. I don't know. Obviously, they are indifferent.
You don't care.
Yeah, because once you care, the steps are going to be, you're going to take steps. It may be small steps, but then I think they are indifferent about it. No major steps have been taken. Nothing.
Hmm.
It's been how many years? People have been dying for how many years crossing the Mediterranean? And people, it's just not getting better here in Africa. At least I can say that for my country, Ghana. I'm not seeing things just keep getting worse.
Hmm.
Like things keep getting expensive. And this is a country with so
Inflation.
much to offer. Yeah, this the previous episode I was telling you about how the UAE found just oil and the country has blossomed so much.
Hmm.
But here in this country, we have oil, we have gold, diamonds, bauxite, we have cocoa, we have oil palm.
Yeah, everything.
We have everything, but everyone else is struggling. Cocoa farmers are struggling. Everybody is struggling. We don't have. I mean, the prices of the fuel keep going up every week. It's frustrating, and people are
And yet
looking for
we all see the luxury lifestyles of the politicians.
oh the people exactly the leaders and everyone next to the leaders. Everyone else seems to be comfortable except the ordinary Ghanaian. And it's sad that people have to look for hope elsewhere, and have to struggle in someone else's country. I have to do
Menial jobs to survive.
yeah, menial jobs,
My
somebody somebody
yeah, go ahead.
somebody is some administrator or something and things are not going on well for him. The person who leaves and then ends up cleaning the bathrooms in some other country.
Oh yeah. I know one
You
lady,
know?
she was a banker, back in Africa, and she, moved outside, and, she ended up cleaning bathrooms and toilets,
Mm-hmm.
because her, um, the school she went to in Africa wasn't really recognized, when she went outside.
Oh, okay.
So she had to do that. For eventually she made it, but when she went there, she started, from that angle, cleaning bathrooms and
Yeah.
all those stuff. So she was able to take up a few courses, to
Mm.
sort of catch up, or become relevant, in that society. And she was
Yeah.
able to start working. It's very unfortunate. I guess one of my worries is that if this trend continues, where the youth keeps, they keep moving outside Africa, what do you think is going to happen? Because it's very unfortunate. I don't think it's sustainable.
No,
Or
it isn't sustainable
do we
for
even have a
both
choice?
for both the West and for Africa. It's not, I mean, so many people are leaving. The West is getting so many people entering the country.
And they're getting
And
frustrated, like
yeah, they're getting
the other day.
frustrated over there. We are losing well-educated people.
Yeah,
We are
you're
losing,
losing a lot of technocrats, a lot of
yeah,
doctors,
we're losing so many
nurses, a
people.
lot of like pharmacists, engineers. They're all
Yep.
leaving, man. Everyone is
At
leaving.
that time, I'm not sure about how concrete this is, but apparently there are more Ghanaian doctors in New York than there are Ghanaian doctors in Ghana. In fact, there are good doctors in Ghana.
Wow,
There are more
that's
doctors in New York.
crazy.
Yeah, there are more Ghanaian doctors in New York than there are doctors here in Ghana. Like, this is like, and the doctors over here aren't making enough
And I'm pretty
money.
sure the doctors in New York are making 10 times what the African doctors are making.
They are, they're making so much money. They are comfortable. And the doctors over here, so I'm sure they look at the colleagues over there. I'm like, this guy, I went to school with this guy. This guy's my colleague and everything, but this guy is so comfortable where he is right now. Why does also move? And so many people are moving, especially even the nurses. The nurses is mind blowing. The nurses keep moving. They keep leaving. Some of them now, it's not like they even work for, say, a couple of years. Immediately they finish the nursing school, boom, they're out. Immediately they finish the because you finish a nursing school and sometimes over 2 years you're not called by the government. Like there's no job. If you don't have any connections with some private hospital, that will probably take you in so that you work and you're just going to be there for like 2-3 years until maybe you are called.
And
So
that is even a maybe.
that's a maybe, yeah. So you are called, and then so you sit at home for 3 years, 2, 3, 4 years, and then you are called. And how do you work? You are I don't know. You're going to be so rusty, like it won't be funny.
And even I've heard that even those who are employed, I mean, those who end up staying in Africa, they sometimes go months without getting paid. So
Yeah,
how do you even manage to feed your family? Like
yeah,
somebody going for like maybe 2 or 3 months without getting paid.
yeah.
I mean, it's
People go for 4 months, 5, 6, 7. I know some dude who went 10 months without pay.
so that whole
It's
10 months, he was still expected to report to work
yeah,
and give 100%.
yeah. He was still expected to get to work 100%. It was expected, and the funny thing was, he got paid, but he only got paid for 3 months out of the 10. And he was even lucky. He got paid 3 months of the 10, and then yeah, I mean they continued from there. So it's sad, it's painful, it's unfortunate that these things keep happening, and then people say, I mean, yes, you must have some patriotism in you, and then try and live with these unfortunate things, and then things may get better, because if you keep living, who's going to stay to
Yeah,
like to help better? But the thing is, the people at the top aren't really doing much.
they don't care.
The people to put in the structures aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and people need to feed their families.
Yeah.
So if they have to go clean toilets, and the exchange rates will help them. So if they send a few $100 or pounds, the family over here will be able to be just a little comfortable, a little more comfortable. I think people will just take that option.
Well, all too soon, our time is almost up. You can
Yeah.
tell that the conversation is getting more deeper and interesting. Obviously, we all love Africa, so we'll keep having these discussions. Hopefully, our leaders, some of our leaders watch some of these episodes and they get touched, hopefully, in a way, so they can take an action or do something,
I really don't think they'll get touched.
so
There's so
they
many
can
discussions over the radio that they should have gotten touched so many years ago. I don't think they'll get touched.
so they can hopefully become proactive and address some of these issues. So our brothers and sisters, will stay on the continent and help the continent develop and become an enjoyable place to live. Jamil, Charlie, back to the question. So, do you remember
the question?
question? Let me repeat the question. What is the newest country in Africa? Do you want
Yeah,
the multiple
that's
choice
easy.
or you know the answer?
Nah, man, I don't need no possible answers. I know that one. That's
What is the
South
answer?
Sudan. South
That's
Sudan.
right.
Yeah. I
Yay!
don't need possible answers for that one. South Sudan, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you know
Yeah.
the year for some bonus points?
Oh shit. That was hmm. Should I say 2016?
Actually, it's July 9th, 2011.
2011.
Yes. So
Seems
they
close.
became the newest African country because it gained independence from Sudan on July 9th, 2011. That's when it happened.
2011.
Seems
Okay.
it seems recent, right?
Yeah, it seems very, very, very recent. That's why I said
Yeah.
2016. 2011. Okay. It's not far ago. I see. That's cool.
Do you have
On
any
to
progress for today?
Proverbs. Yeah. Today I'm going to give three.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have I mean, we'll probably discuss the meanings. I don't have the meanings over here, but we'll probably see what we think the meanings are.
Okay.
So, yeah, a child who asks questions does not become a fool. That's the one. I think that's quite
Yeah, I mean, if
self-explanatory,
you
right?
ask questions, you get the
Yeah,
answers.
you're going to get answers. You're going to get deeper knowledge in whatever.
Understanding.
Yeah, exactly. Knowledge is like a baobab tree. No one can encompass it with their hands.
Mhm.
Okay, knowledge is like a baobab tree. No
It's
one
like
can encompass it
no
with their hands.
one person has a seed of knowledge. Like knowledge
Yeah.
is not no. It's like hold on.
Knowledge is infinite.
Well, that's
Okay.
true, but from the way I understand it, it's like no one person has all the knowledge in the world.
Knows it all.
Yeah,
No one knows
yeah,
it
no one
all.
person knows everything. Yep, yep. That's
Yeah,
I think.
I think that's right. And third one, let not what you cannot do tear you from what you can't do.
Basically,
So
don't be worried
don't be
about
discouraged from
things,
things, yeah, that you can do.
things outside your range, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Good.
yeah. This
All
one's
right, guys.
quite deep. Yeah.
That will be the end of this episode. Thanks for joining us. And
Yeah.
don't forget to subscribe. You know, like Jamil
Yes.
always
And
say,
put
subscribe.
yeah,
Right?
subscribe and put on your notification buttons, man.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be more
You know,
coming.
subscribe and
Yeah.
hopefully you enjoy this one and see you again on the next one. All right.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Take care. See you.